James Madison beats LIU Brooklyn, their reward a date with the Indiana Hoosiers. Welcome into the Sporting News Studios. I'm Tom Vandervoort, and we are breaking down each and every single game of the NCAA tournament this year, thanks to UPS and the UPS Team Performance Index. Joining me now on the phone, our college basketball writer, Mike DeCourcy. So, Mike, Indiana knows who they're playing now. What's their best approach going into this game against JMU?
Well, I think that Indiana's best approach is to worry about Indiana. I mean, certainly you would want to know strengths and weaknesses in the scouting report. The coaches will take care of that. Indiana's primary concern is trying to play the best basketball it can play. And frankly, they haven't done that very often, not nearly as often as a team with their ability should. They played a tremendous game on the road at Ohio State in mid-February. And most of their best victories consist of playing well when it was necessary, when it counted, but very rarely a sustained effort of excellence. They tend to get away from playing their offense as consistently as they should. Their substitutes tend not to embrace the kinds of roles a substitute ordinarily gets. I think they step beyond the boundaries, really even sometimes beyond what you'd want a starter to do. Often beyond what you'd want a starter to do. I don't think they're devoted enough to the nature of their offense, and I think it's held them back. They lost 6 games. They could have lost fewer. They could have entered this tournament as the #1 overall seed. This is the kind of game they need to try to maybe get their game back in order. And I thought James Madison did a really nice job of overcoming the absence for a good bit of the game of Rayshon Goins, their leading scorer, who was benched for a half. I thought they did a nice job defensively in holding down a very prolific offense. But this is not the kind of team that would challenge Indiana. Indiana's challenge is trying to be the best Indiana it can be.
Yeah, certainly if you look down at the Team Performance Index, James Madison really below average in a lot of areas. Is there one player, whether Goins or someone else, that can give Indiana any trouble whatsoever?
Well, Goins is their big guy, a power forward who scores and rebounds well. He had 8 rebounds in only 13 minutes against LIU. He can be physical, can play around the goal. Indiana tends not to love physicality, but I don't think that there's really any great jeopardy. This is probably a better 16 than some have been. You play in the Colonial Athletic Association, even if you're not an elite Colonial Athletic Association team, you've probably got better players and have played better competition than a typical 16 seed would. Plus, they have this game of experience in the NCAA tournament and have a victory under their belts. But I still think Indiana should win handily, and that Indiana should be most focused on trying to execute its offense at a high level.
All right, we'll see what happens. And as you say, James Madison does have the win. And they got a guy named Andre Nation, which is just a great name anyway.
Yes, it is.
All right, Mike, thanks so much for your time. We'll be talking again real soon.
Thank you, Tom.